Today's been a momentous day here in court on behalf of Toussaint Loussier, Jacob Klippenstein, and Alex Goldenberg. All of them were charged for protesting at the University of Chicago Hospital. And they were protesting the failure to have any trauma unit on the south side of Chicago. As we know, the University of Chicago police came and they arrested individuals. They did so unprofessionally, and they did so with brutality. And I think in light of all of the protests and the struggle on behalf of these three individuals and calling out the University of Chicago for bringing these charges against them, we had a momentous day. Toussaint was offered an amazing deal. They offered to drop all of the resisting charges and to give him a sentence of supervision if he were to plead guilty to trespass. I think the judge, hearing all the merits of the case and understanding that people were exercising their First Amendment rights to protest and to speak out, ended up giving Toussaint supervision of 1 day, which basically means it's terminated and he has no record whatsoever. And for both Alex and Jacob, they were giving us the opportunity to get supervision if they were plead guilty to criminal trespass to property, and they did so. You know, I think it's a decision that was a difficult decision for people to make, but in the end, people want to get on to be able to not have to fight the charges here, but to fight the lack of any trauma center on the south side of Chicago. So on behalf of the People's Law Office, we are privileged and honored to be here, and we are privileged and honored to represent you and Stop and Fly in this movement for justice.
I just want to take a minute to thank our lawyers from the People's Law Office. I think it's in part because of, we didn't go to trial, but they did a wonderful job representing us thus far, so they deserve a round of applause if anything. And more broadly, we want to thank all of the people who have supported us over the past month, people who called into the police station when we've been arrested, people who called into the university, people who signed petitions, over the 2,500 people who signed petitions, both in support of trauma care on the south side of Chicago and for the University of Chicago to explain the police violence that took place on January 27th. All the people who came out to the demonstration that happened last Saturday, calling for the charges to be dropped and seeing the connection between the violence of the University of Chicago Police Department and the structural violence of not having adult trauma care on the south side of Chicago. And we want to really, what Joey said, that we took these deals mainly because we wanted to make sure that we had all the time and the resources available to us to continue to organize people, because we've seen a momentous response over the past month of people really understanding and seeing the connections between so much of the violence that's taking place on the south side of Chicago, the gun violence that's taking place, and the health inequities, the racial inequities that exist in terms of the lack of trauma care, but not just trauma care, lack of access to employment, quality education, so on and so forth. So we want to continue to be out in the streets doing that work, bringing people together, and we want to really build on this as a victory that we can use and carry us forward till we have the ultimate victory of being able to restore adult trauma care to the south side of Chicago.
First of all, it's great that the charges have been dropped, but yet we still have questions that haven't been answered, meetings that haven't been given, and healthcare that hasn't been given. This fight is just started. It's been going on since 2010, and it's gonna keep happening until those questions get answered, until those meetings get held, and until our healthcare rights and our healthcare needs is given to us, given to these people who definitely need it, especially after January 22nd. But this is very serious, and we definitely need this, and we will fight, and we definitely have people power, and we definitely need it. So please support, and thank you all who have been supported. The fight will go on, the struggle will continue.
I would say just real quickly, people who want to find out about what's going on, be sure to visit the website for Southside Together Organizing for Power. It's stopchicago.org. Also, search for the Facebook page of Fearless Leading by the Youth and Students for Health Equity, SHE, to be able to get further information about when are the next actions and how we're continuing to take this forward.
All right.
All right.
Bring the trauma center back.
UFC is whack.
Bring the trauma center back.
UFC is whack.
Bring the trauma center back.